Jingle, who swept off the riverside of the track with a handy lead. She's 2.5 to 3 in front. Forever Diamonds having to tow Dendy up in behind it, and likewise Let It Slip. Fancy Fox back near the rail, Kensington Abbey, and Another Vision last of all, but Jester Jingle, the Lonhro mare, comes around the corner in front, two clear from Forever Diamonds. Now here come the pursuers. Down the outside, Dendy, Let It Slip. It's Dendy ranging up, 200 left to go, bursting to the front. She's 1.5 to 2 clear. Let It Slip trying to run her down, but Dendy had established a big break with 100 left to go. Let It Slip trying valiantly, but Dendy has won again. Dendy scored from Let It Slip. In behind them, Fancy Fox got busy late. She could have snatched third from Forever Diamonds or Kensington Abbey. And then came Another Vision. Jester Jingle, who'd gone out there at a strong pace, weakening from the corner, and finished last of all in the Sheila Gwynn Classic. So Dendy wins it. Number 2, Chris Parnham. Doubts about there being a lack of pace completely dispelled, because it was Jester Jingle that took flight and marched them in 1:23.09. And this has certainly fallen right back into the favour of the run-on horses, Dendy in particular and Let It Slip. And both horses who came through the Marjorie Charlson have Quinella the race today, the listed Sheila Gwynn Classic. Number 2, Dendy. 2 starts for 2 wins now this campaign. She's a very good mare. The winner of 9 of 27, a daughter of Denman out of Divine Deputy, owned by Carol Morton, and also Vince Collicker, trained by Danny Morton and ridden by Chris Parnham. 280 and 2 even for the place, defeating Let It Slip. And not a single doubt oopsie doopsie mare, prepared by Ben Pearce, ridden by Jared Noski, 250 for the place. Fancy Fox, who got right back but certainly made good headway in the late stages to grab third place by Redoubtable from Minnie Moon, trained by Tracy Diedrich, ridden by Lisa Staples. Forever Diamonds held on to 4th from Another Vision. 1 length by 1 3/4, and it's 36.70 that final 600 metres. But another fine win by Dendy, her 9th in 27 runs. And that victory there this afternoon has seen her prize money push up towards $250,000. So she's been absolutely outstanding for her owners, Carol Morton, the wife of Dan Morton, and also stable foreman Vince Collicker. Next of the day, the running of the Red Shoe Society Handicap over the 1200 metres at 250. And it's a field of 8 with no changes there. Now let's head down to Adam McGrath. He's back in the winners' enclosure. And for those that thought there might not have been any speed on in that race, there wasn't a defined leader, it turned out to be anything but, and certainly played right into the favour of this mare who's got a wonderful turn of acceleration.
Dan, we spoke to you before the race and we said that although on paper it didn't look to be much, we expected Jester Jingle to go hard forward, and that's exactly how it played out and gave you the perfect tempo.
Yeah, it did. It was pretty much the only thing we were worried about was if they crawled in the run. But, yeah, obviously it was the polar opposite to that, and it worked to our favour again. We
shouldn't be surprised by the brilliance of Chris Parnham. He showed that he does it numerous times, but the way that he was able to slot in when the 2 struck out a little bit further in front and get cover in those early stages, that was probably the difference.
Yeah, another winning move. You're right, Chris is on fire. Smart move because the sea breeze is in and he had room to do it, so he took advantage of it.
How impressive you've been with this horse. Of course, we were surprised, I think, last start. Well, a few of us were when she stepped up to 72 grade and beat a very good field. Now a listed winner.
Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't surprised last start. I think she's built the whole time, and every time she comes back out of the paddock, she looks fantastic. And you know, we went into, you know, with a degree of confidence with respect for the opposition, yeah.
Now, we know that Vince, your foreman, he loves his horse. It's the Winx of your stable. She's been matching up with Winx, running on the same fortnight. She's going for a spell. What are we going to see Dendy do?
Oh, we better just see what she does, I suppose.
Exactly right. Now, Vintrusive, your next runner, coming up in the WATC Derby. I know it's at big odds, but it seems to be a ridiculous price for a horse that last start had to lead just to get the job done, but prior to that showed a very nice turn of foot and has drawn a good gate.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with the horse going in. He's done nothing wrong in my eyes. His work's been solid and he's very fit. So, you know, if the Blue Bloods are too good, so be it, but he'll be there for a long way.
Well done, mate. Congratulations on the win there, and best of luck a little bit later.
Thank you.
Dan Morton there will grab Chris Parnham now, who's wearing those red boots, the second of the red boot jockeys to get the job done in the first 4 races. Chris, your move just to slot behind them and give a little bit of cover through those early stages seemed to be a very nice and a winning move, as Dan Morton said.
Yeah, well, the race didn't sort of pan out like we thought it would. Thought they'd walk, but the way it worked out was perfect. We'd be able to sort of drop back to the rail and get a nice bit of cover there along the back, and she just towed me into the into the home straight, and she was too strong. So she's a classy mare, and you know, it's very good for her value now going to stud. She's now listed winner. The race the other day had $100,000 worth of it, but it wasn't listed level, so the listed win will help her.
As she's matured and with the more racing experience, I think we've known she's had a devastating turn of foot, but she's been one that's probably had to be saved up and just have a last crack at them. But she seems now she can hit the front like we saw today and continue to knuckle down. Yeah,
obviously she's always keeps on maturing, and you know, the 2 runs this time in have been outstanding. So the other day she was sort of held up for a run and came with a barnstorming finish late. Today she sort of had to hit the front a bit early and was good enough to you know, to still win. So she's going really well, and you know, Dan's done a great job with her.
We keep talking about your form as well. A brilliant ride on Very Tempting last week, another really good ride here as well. What do you think with Very Tempting? You haven't drawn the gate you would have wanted to at the start of the week?
No doubt. It's a bit of an awkward gate, but I'm lucky I've got a good horse underneath me, and a stable and owning combination that have sort of dominated the race for the past decade or so. So I'm pretty confident going into the race, and if I can get the right run, I think she'll win.
Congratulations, mate. Best of luck throughout the day.
Thanks, Adam.
Chris Parnham there, very confident still about Very Tempting coming up a little bit later, and they've taken out the Sheila Green Classic, the listed event for the fillies and mares over the 1,400 metres with Den D for trainer Dan Mawson.